Liverpool showed championship credentials with that 94th minute winner over Aston Villa over the weekend. And also, could we be seeing a repeat of Leicester City's miraculous season? Welcome to the Nutmeg on Guardian TV. My name is Solomon Fowe, and Timileyo Milano returns to us in the studio. How's it going, man?
Hi, Solomon.
So, now we saw how important this was for Liverpool to get that particular winner against Aston Villa. And now the question for me is, would we be seeing so many of these sort of comebacks now? Should we look at the resilience of Liverpool as a point to load them with, or see it as a sticking point that they always fall behind in these sort of quarters? Now, this is the third time in this week that they've had to come back, and we also remember the game against Leicester City, where it was James Milner's last-minute penalty that also won them that particular fixture. Yeah. So, is it not repeating itself a little too often?
Yeah, Solomon, I would just want us to talk about their resilience. That is our style, do if you allow me to say that.
All right.
That is our style, do because you would see that against Tottenham Hotspur last weekend, they had to come back, and then you can't write off Tottenham to be a small thing that okay, Liverpool will go and then they beat.
Yeah, a quality side.
They had a very early goal, and then they equalized, and then in the last minute they had their victory. And then as well in the midweek,
Carabao Cup, yeah,
and then that was a very dramatic.
It was full of drama.
So that is just how champions will do. So and then against Barcelona last season, you could see 3 goals deficit in your camp, and then coming to Anfield, they overturned the victory to their side, and they went on to the final.
So I think the point now is that this mentality of resilience, this spirit that is in the side, is something that has built up steadily over the years. And back to that question, which I think you still didn't, you skirted a bit around because you prefer to look at it from the resilience part. Okay. But myself, I'm seeing it as a source of worry to some extent, because Jurgen Klopp himself said that they didn't play like warriors in the first half. He didn't like how they played in the first half. And it's not every time you get to see a team that you can really rally yourself back in the second half and, get back into that game. But would they be able to sustain this over 38 matches? Yeah. We're not so sure of it, but obviously they're going to be having better games because they started the season very well, and it's just the past few weeks that they've had this sort of thing. So I think Liverpool, for a side, are good enough. I think they are going to get themselves back. Yeah. But, well, if you're going to be looking at it as a resilient team.
Yeah, now, they are very, very resilient.
It's a case of cup half full, glass half full, and glass empty.
Yeah. Because even against Arsenal, they didn't play their preferred, the front row. I mean, Mane, Firmino, and then, what's the other name? Salah was not in show for Arsenal game, and then they could even get the victory for that game. And then look at last week as well against Tottenham Hotspur. They had the victory. I just believe that is how champions would do. You can't tell me that you've won Liverpool until the last minute. Either 90 minutes, either 93, either 94, either 96. You can't tell me you've won them until the last whistle.
Interesting.
So let's just believe that is how Liverpool is going to get the Premier League for the first time.
So we're going to be sashaying over to Leicester. Some people are believing that maybe we're going to be getting a repeat of that memorable season in 2015-2016. Although Brendan Rodgers will swear by it that he's not even getting his heart sold on even qualifying for the Champions League. It's a bit reminiscent of Claudio Ranieri's side. And probably it's even a little better because we're looking at the side that has amassed more points, that has scored more goals, and really they look like a side who even have the better quality when it comes to the players that are on show. Now, the game against Crystal Palace, 2-0, and it was Vardy getting his 10th goal. Everything seems to be working so well for Leicester. Can we see a repeat of that season?
Well, let us analyze it. For the side that won the Premier League 4 seasons ago, they had 20 in 10 games, and then 23 in 11 games now. So the made-up of the team is more or less like that of what we saw that won the Premier League 4 seasons ago. And then I would just want to say that even if they can't be the champions for this season, I would take them to get a ticket for the Champions League.
Yeah, interesting when you put it that way, because I absolutely believe that this team can go all the way. Maybe not champions, winning as champions, because you're looking at the table from 2015-2016 season and looking at that of 2019-2020 season, you're seeing the difference when it comes to them at whatever position they were at that season, to the guys at the top. Now, I have a bit of start here. Then, after 10 games in 2015-2016, Leicester had 19 points. And Manchester City, that was top in the league, they had 22 points. Now, after 10 games too, because that's what we're looking at, Liverpool had 28. And Leicester had 20, so there was there's an 8-point difference now. So I think it's a bit difficult when you're talking about getting them to win the Premier League. But I think there's enough quality in that side, and we're going to be talking about their defense too. You're looking at a side that has
considered less.
Yeah, they've considered the least amount of goals. Don't you think that for Brendan Rodgers' side, it is something quite remarkable?
Yeah, very, very remarkable. Even if you check the history of Rodgers, you would see that he is more conscious of his goal against. I mean, the goals his team concedes.
Okay.
So I think that is what Leicester City are working on now. And then coming from Southampton game,
that the 1-9,
that was whooping, and then you want to see that side who has scored 7 goals, 8 goals, and then you want them to just relax a little bit, and maybe those guys will get a consolation goal, and then they couldn't. So that is just to show that they have the discipline behind them, and then thanks to our own Wilfred Ndidi for that coverage is given to
Ndidi has been immense, super immense when it comes to that side. And also one person that it will be remiss if we do not mention his name is Kagla Soyuncu, who has stepped in place of Harry Maguire. They lost Harry Maguire to Manchester United for £80 million, but now with Soyuncu into that side, and he got a goal yesterday.
A very brilliant goal.
Soyuncu, Johnny Evans in that defense, I think it has been solid.
It has been solid.
Thank you so much for talking to us on the Nutmeg.
Thanks, Solomon.
Incredible talking points from the Premier League over the weekend. And on a sad note, there was the injury to Andre Gomez in that game between Everton and Tottenham. Our heart goes out to him, and we hope that he gets a speedy recovery from that particular injury. If you're not subscribed to this YouTube channel, you should absolutely do that already. Awesome content from Guardian Nigeria for you. Thank you so much for watching. This has been the Nutmeg on Guardian TV, and my name is Solomon Fowe.